Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Damian Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
All right, so just before we started, I was making myself sausage, Italian sausage, and I only had hot dog rolls, so it's going. It's like
a lot of sausage going on the show anymore.
Yeah,
it's like whatever. So, Monday, a buddy of mine bought me this hot sauce. It's called the Bomb. I don't know if you see it there. It's called the Bomb. And
I'm a sucker for those interesting looking bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's extremely popular right now, and there's a lot of videos with big name celebrities trying them out, like Billie Eilish and Shaq and Steve-O and the girl, what's her name, Millie Bobby Brown from the girl from Stranger Things, and a bunch of other people trying this stuff, and it's extremely hot, and the reactions are pretty funny. So my buddy knows I love hot sauce. He bought me the one chip challenge thing.
You try it yet? This thing you're going to do or no? Have you tried? I
did. I've been using it. I've been trying it all week. But
nice.
Like I got the Bumblefucked. It's called Bumblefucked hot sauce, and that shit is the hottest stuff I've ever had.
He's got his own Bumblefoot.
Yeah, dude. The hot sauce is really, really good, but it's extremely hot. But like the Bumblefoot stuff is like you can't just douse it in something, right? You literally have to put like 1 or 2 drops, and that is,
just like with sriracha, you don't overdo. You just a couple little drops you need.
Right. Yeah. So it gives you a good amount of heat, nice kick, and a nice taste. So I figured this stuff is the same. It's the same deal. So I've been eating it, putting it in all my food, 1, 2 drops. And it's been good. So with this sausage I have, I put maybe like 3 or 4 drops, but I think I'm going to put a couple more. Put a little bit more on there because it is really hot. Shit, it's a bit too much.
No, man, just go for it. Just go for it.
Yeah, Dave.
I'm gonna feel so.
Doesn't cause you pain, I'm not going to be in pleasure.
Not bad so far, but I didn't really hit it yet.
Wait for it to kick in.
It's got like a smoky taste to it.
Going in for a second bite.
That sounds like some crunchy sausage.
That's some sausage.
It's been sitting now for a while, waiting for you.
It's congealating.
Yeah, now it's really.
You feel it now?
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, I feel it, man, but it is good.
We still got those nuts in the drawer. We gotta try one night.
Yeah, the nuts. Is it sweet too or no? Or is it just hot? Like a vinegar hot or sweet hot?
Oh, the hot sauce?
Mm-hmm.
It's it's not vinegar. It's like a thicker.
Yeah, I'm weird with vinegar tasting stuff.
I'm
not too much on that vinegar taste.
Yeah, dude, it's good. Good amount of heat.
Here it goes.
There's the hiccups. Yeah.
Just wait till them hot farts start.
Yeah. Know if it burns tomorrow.
Ooh. Yeah, I love hot stuff, man. I'm addicted to it. So I like this stuff a lot.
Nice.
It is hot. Beyond insanity.
It's called the Bomb.
Yeah.
Let me see.
When I got the hiccups,
it's bad.
That's when it's good.
How about that? Can you show us the bottle, Dave? Give us a little close up of the bottle. Turn it. There you go. All right, the Bomb. We got to check it out, see where you can get it from. And right now, we're not sponsored by the Bomb. We're just throwing it up there. But they're, you want to send us some stuff. Hey, we're here.
Mixtapes and tasty cakes.
Jeff LeBar was working on a hot sauce before he passed, and they just released that, I think,
Asian
Wednesday.
sensation, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I ordered a bottle. Jeff LeBar's Asian Sensation hot sauce.
That sounds good, man.
I don't know if Jeff was really into the super hot stuff. I know Sebastian couldn't take the hot stuff.
Right.
So I don't know how hot this stuff is, but I saw that they shipped it. As soon as I get it, I'll probably have it. I think it's coming in Tuesday. So maybe for the next podcast, I'll do a little
Yeah.
I'll do a little taste test.
That'd be cool.
Speaking of this Friday, I got the pre-order in for myself. It's coming out. Sabotage's Gutter Ballet, man. On vinyl.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's some hot stuff right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Little gutter ballad. Yeah.
Awesome album, man. That was one of my favorite albums back then.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, they're coming in soon. So we got Jeff LeBar's Asian Sensation hot sauce. We have Sabotage Gutter Ballet on vinyl. Good stuff. And this week we're going to talk about comedians, stand-up comedians. We're going to do something a little different this week. And I don't know. Let's just bullshit about some of the comedians we like. Let's start off with Damo. What you got, Damo?
The first guy that comes to mind, and he's trying to make a comeback now because I guess he was canceled for a little while. But dude, Louis C.K. is probably
you're starting it off good, aren't you?
Yeah, he's probably top 5, maybe top 3 favorite comedians. That guy is just fucking funny. He had the show. You ever remember his show, Lucky Louie?
Awesome.
You know what? That was an awesome show.
Great. They lasted like 2 seasons.
I don't even think it lasted
season. It was probably 1 season. It was great. It's funny as hell. And then he had his own. He had his own show, I think, just called Louie or something. After that,
you already see.
Good.
You know what I liked about the Lucky Louie though, because it was like the old sitcoms where it was like everything looked like fake from the walls.
Yeah.
You saw the set shake on it and stuff. So it just had that old feel to it.
Yeah, definitely. It did. But I was a fan of his stand-up comedy before that show, and a lot of his comedy skits, I could tell when I was watching the show, kind of like evolved into was a part of this show. Like, you know, he would talk about his daughter. She was like 4 years old at the time. He called her a fucking asshole. My kid's a fucking asshole. You know, she's 4 years old, but she's a fucking ass. It was just funny, you know. But yeah, his stuff is real.
I mean, I think kids can be an asshole because I think I was a little asshole when I was a kid.
We all were.
You know, just because they're a kid doesn't mean they can't be an asshole.
Right. But yeah, he's the first guy that came to mind.
Yeah, he is awesome. He's really good. Mike D, who you got?
I mean, the first comedian I ever knew, and I saw him as a kid probably, and I probably even shouldn't have, and it probably shaped the way I am today. It has to be George Carlin.
Yeah.
I saw him live in Vegas. He was awesome, and this was towards the end of his career. It might have been his last couple of years around. So, but I mean, nobody did it like him, man. You know,
way ahead of his time too.
Yeah.
Smart,
you could still
really
go back
smart.
and listen to his stuff, and it carries over well to today's stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he came out in like the 50s, you know, like the mid.
Well, he was kind of like a straight guy when he started.
But yeah, he would even co-host the Tonight Show, I think, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, like he was all suit and tie and like industry looking type of, you know, guy, and then all of a sudden something just snapped and he
got
started smoking weed and it went just, you know, haywire, and that's when his career really picked up.
Yeah. I always got a kick out of all his political stuff. Was fucking spot on, you know.
Absolutely.
Smart, yeah. It's, you know, he was you know, you listen to comedians for, you know, for laughs and stuff, but a lot of stuff he said really made a lot of sense, you know.
Yeah, especially even today. It makes even more sense today if you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I mean, he did great storytelling too.
Yeah, it was cool because when we saw him in Vegas, I think I might have even said this on the air before, but while we're on the subject, you know, I saw him in Vegas and he did his set, which was great. And he told us, you know, he was doing all new stuff for HBO comedy special, and he's just going to run by and read this script for us that he's doing. You know, I'm not going to give any emphasis on like, you know, punchlines or anything like that. He's just, I'm going to read it to you. And it sounds like, you know, but it was kind of cool because that stuff you just don't see. And he just read it off a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And it went by in like, 15, 20 minutes. So it's kind of cool, like to have that little memory of something that wasn't just him, putting on a show, but giving you like thoughts of what he actually was putting down before he actually did it.
Yep.
So kind of like a magician giving away their tricks.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And all this stuff, I don't know. I mean, what's it, Carlin and Carnegie? I think that was a big one, right? That was one of his big shows. Yeah, I mean,
all the HBO specials.
Yeah, he was around for a long time, man. He was around for a real long time. And even he even played Rufus in Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Right. I always forget about that.
Yeah.
He was I forget what his name was, and what was it, Dogma? He was the was it one of the priests, I think.
He wasn't Dogma, yeah. I totally forgot about
he
that.
was I think he was the one that had the Buddy Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely, I think, the top of a lot of people's list. For me, when you talk comedy, and he was, I wouldn't say too much before my time, but slightly before my time. But he's probably the guy that every comedian now wants. It's the bar. It's the gold standard. Is Richard Pryor. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, he's the bar. He's one of the best as far as I'm concerned. He started his career in the '60s doing like basic comedy stuff, and then he went. Got a little more profanity and went a little more risque with his stuff. He also was in Lady Sings the Blues. Like he did some, kind of straight acting stuff too mixed in. And then he had, Car Wash, The Toy, Stir Crazy, which is probably one of the greatest comedies ever made, I think. But him and Gene Wilder, the 3 or 4 movies they made were unbelievable.
Bustin' Loose.
Bustin' Loose, there's a ton of them.
Moving.
That was great.
Yeah.
Moving, he was in.
Moving, yeah.
Moving. I don't know, what was Moving? I don't remember that one.
He was moving.
Oh, he was like a mover. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think now I remember.
You know which one I like from him? Brewster's Millions was always one of my favorites from him for some reason.
It's a great movie.
The Toy.
The Toy was great.
Toy was great.
Toy was great. So yeah, I mean, the only real bad movie might have been Superman 3.
Yeah, right. Forgot about
that.
that.
And it wasn't his fault.
No, they just threw him in because he was
not at all.
Time.
If anything, he actually kind of made the movie a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Damo, what you got on your list?
Zach Galifianakis.
There you go. Interesting character.
I guess he's kind of known for the what is it? What's that movie? The bachelor party thing?
The
Hangover.
The Hangover.
The Hangover
movies.
Yeah. But I discovered him maybe I just looked it up. It was like 20 years ago. He had a show on VH1 called I think it was called like Late World with Zach. Sort of like
bizarre. It was pretty bizarre.
It was like a late night show, but his comedy is like very dry, like extremely dry, and that's what's so fucking funny about it.
Yeah,
like he doesn't show any emotion at all, and once in a while he does, like he'll smile or something, and then you just fucking bust out laughing because it's like it comes out of nowhere. But
yeah,
he pretty much, I mean, he's got
his
Hangover. Yeah, he pretty much plays the same character in every movie. It's like his thing.
Yeah,
but man, he's fucking funny. That guy. He's just looking at him. When he doesn't even just say anything, just cracks me up.
Yeah, he was in a movie with Will Ferrell that I like. You ever see the movie Candidate? The Candidate or something like that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Fucking
that was
hilarious. And he had the nickname Tickle Shits because if he tickled him, he'd shit himself. Tickle Shits.
He's good. I just remembered that I did see his stand-up comedy once. He opened up for it was called the Comedians of Comedy Tour.
Okay.
And I saw them at the TLA. It was Zach. It was Pat and Oswald.
Okay.
And somebody else. I forget. No, Pat and Oswald. Yeah, I was ready to say Kevin James, but no, it was from the same show. It wasn't Kevin James. Pat and Oswald, Zach, and someone else. But man, he was fucking funny as the stand-up too.
Yeah, I never seen a stand-up.
Yeah, it was good.
Mike D, who you got on your list?
Well, the one and only Bill Hicks, man. How could you can't leave him out?
Yeah, a lot of people love Bill Hicks. I don't know much about him,
well,
to be honest with you.
He wasn't around too long, but he was around long enough to create a super legacy, and kind of went a little above and beyond the comedy realm, some of his stuff, and just like Carlin, man, it was just like his political sense was like spot on. It was, he called it down the middle with it and everything. And you listen to his stuff today and it just still doesn't feel old.
Yeah.
And like, if you catch some of his early stuff, which is probably hard to find, he was out of fucking control. And when he started, they would just feed this guy alcohol on stage and he would just go ballistic. He would go in trances and stuff, like just on these diatribes. It was great.
The only thing that I really always heard about the Bill Hicks thing is that Dennis Leary, they supposedly lifted a lot of his stuff from him, like with the cigarette.
Yeah, he definitely took some. Dennis Leary took stuff. Yeah. But really, I think all these comedians take from each other. Though.
Oh, it's like musicians, same stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I do know that he was pretty influential. With his comedy and stuff. But I don't really know too much.
Yeah, check out Rant in E minor.
What's it
called?
I think
that's what it was called. I think it's Rant in E minor.
Okay, I know he's got another one called Relentless too. I think that was another big one.
He only has like 3 major specials out. Like he was just getting big when he died.
Relentless, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
But I think there was a bunch of, I don't know if they were bootlegs or CDs. There's a bunch of them. I know they're floating around. But I know he got sick young, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was actually. He was like a rock star. He wasn't like a comedian. This guy was like a rock star. He used to go on tour 32. With Tool. He would open up for Tool. Yeah,
that's 32. Crazy. He was young.
Yeah, he was only.
And it was and even Tool used kind of like bits and pieces he used from his shows. Like he had this one thing. He would come out and he would be holding his eye and telling the audience he thinks he lost a contact out there earlier, and have everybody in their seats looking for a contact lens.
That's ridiculous.
Pancreatic cancer he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. So, for me, I mean, if you mention Richard Pryor, the heir to Richard Pryor's throne, especially for us 80s kids, is Eddie Murphy. I mean, in his prime, he was unapologetic in his prime. He was brutal.
In his prime, right? But he really didn't do stand up too long.
Yeah, but I mean, the 2 that he did, Delirious and Raw, you don't need no.
Oh my God, they were great.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this earlier. You put him in the same category as like a lot of other famous actors who started out as stand-up comedians, like. How about like wasn't Michael Keaton? Didn't he start out in comedy? Tom Hanks, like those guys. I don't think of them as comedians. That's where they started.
Right.
Eddie Murphy, like Jamie Foxx,
Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Robin Williams.
Yeah, those guys were stand-up comedy.
There's a ton of them.
Stand-up comedians.
I'm not the biggest Tom Hanks guy, but would a changeover from him doing like Bosom Buddies to doing the stuff he does, it's unbelievable,
right?
How good he got or is, or you forget about the early stuff. But for me, Eddie Murphy, and he did do some, I guess you want to call it comedy drama kind of, cop shows. He did Beverly Hills Cop. It was still him, but his character was still in there. But
his early movies were great, man. He was a draw.
Oh, absolutely. Eddie Murphy, absolutely.
It was cool seeing him host Saturday Night Live again. I think he did it. Was it last year or maybe 2 years ago? I forget.
Maybe a couple years ago. Yeah, a couple years.
Maybe 3 years now. But it was cool seeing him. That was the first time he was back on in almost 40 years since he left the show.
The only thing I don't like, I think he might have did it. I'm not sure. Is that when a comedian 20 years, they're big, they're huge, and then they go away for a little bit and they come back, and 20 years later they're apologizing for what they were saying. That's what made it funny.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You shouldn't apologize. You're doing your comedy. You're doing your observation. It's not really meant to hurt anybody. It's like
it's comedy.
If
you don't
exactly. Just fucking get over it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't have to apologize. It's part of what comedy is.
My favorite skit of his was the whole Italian guy in the movies after he watched Rocky.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Did he apologize for stuff?
I think he might
kind of did. Like, I think language and stuff like that. I think, but I don't think comedians ever have to be apologetic. Unless you're like maybe Michael Richards, which was kind of a dickhead thing to do.
Right. Yeah. So I just But Eddie Murphy, I think right below Richard Pryor, he's the standard. A lot of the comedians from our generation growing up wanted to be Eddie Murphy. It's like Eddie Murphy probably wanted to be Richard Pryor. Damo, what do you got on your list?
Dave Chappelle is
Yeah,
probably my favorite right now.
Oh, absolutely.
He's another
I
guy.
still haven't watched his new ones. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, they'll come out like out of nowhere on Netflix, and maybe like they'll come out like 2 at a time or something, or pretty close to each other. But yeah, his stuff is really good, man. And like some of the other guys, like really smart guy, really intelligent. Like you feel like you're learning something as he's telling jokes and stuff. But dude, he's like, he really fucking makes me crack up.
Yeah,
even when he was on Saturday Night Live a few years ago. Dude, that was like one of the funniest ones I've ever seen. Like, I was just fucking dying watching that. But his show is great. The Chappelle Show, God, it's like classic.
Yeah.
You know what's great about him too, man? Like a lot of these guys, they get their start doing stand up and stuff like that. Then they get into the, maybe a sitcom or have a comedy show or whatever. Then they make the movies, and that's all they do. He still does comedy specials. It seems like he's doing what he loves, and he continues to put out stand up.
And he gave up the show at his peak.
Right.
He was like, "Fuck this, I'm out," and he just like this.
It might have been for a good thing, because once that gets that 3rd, 4th season, it just starts to have decline.
He needed a break, shows,
Yeah.
Yeah. And he started out, he didn't get big till like 10, 12 years after he started, really. I know when he was young, he was on like a lot of different stuff. Like I think Howard Stern even might have had him on, and like, he was young, but he really broke on the Chappelle Show. I think that's really what broke him, it made him big.
Yeah. And then he had the movie, the what the fuck was it called? Oh my God. You guys know the movie.
I know
Jim Brewer, they're stoners.
Oh yeah. Half-Baked?
Maybe
Half-Baked.
That's it.
Yeah. So that was like his first
title.
That was his first really big. Yeah. But he was in with Blue Streak. I think it was called Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence. He was hilarious in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. He was in Half-Baked. Yeah. Half-Baked was pretty funny. Yeah.
My favorite scene in Half-Baked. I think he has he takes this girl out, on a date or something, and he has like $5 or something. And like, he's holding hands with her or whatever, and you see the $5 on top of the screen. And then like, he's like, they go get a hot dog, and it's like minus like $1.50 or something. And, he's like, fuck.
Dude, try the $5 challenge now. You ain't doing it.
No.
Yeah. Right. You ain't getting shit.
No, not at all.
You'd be lucky if you could split a hot dog.
Mike D, who you got?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even say favorite comedian, and I feel kind of even dirty saying this one. When I was growing up, I probably watched this one a lot, and I thought it was one of the funnier comedy specials around, especially that it was more on the wholesome side, and he didn't have to use bad language to get across humor, and it was probably Bill Cosby himself, which it's such a shame that he's marred, because you'll never look at those things the same anymore.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Yeah, I never really got too much into Bill Cosby.
That was the only one I really remember being like a great comedy special. Like some of his stuff was okay, but Bill Cosby himself was just it was, that was the one back then. We used to rent that all the time as kids and watch that.
Yeah, and he put out a lot of records, a lot of comedy records and stuff.
Yep. Well, if we're talking about some old timers here, how about Rodney Dangerfield? Definitely one of my favorites. No respect. Rapping Rodney. Another guy came out, man, like in the 30s or something crazy like that. Yeah. And really didn't get big, till the Ed Sullivan Show in the late 60s. And then, got really big in the 80s. Everybody knew who Rodney was in the 80s.
Yeah, he was like in his 50s or something.
He was pretty old
when he really hit it.
You really don't have to be a certain age in comedy to really make it,
Yeah, sometimes it's better when you're older.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had great one-liners. I mean, you could just look at Rodney and laugh. Like he just had that. He laughed before it even started. The crazy eyes,
goofy look on his face.
Yeah. And he had some good
Mm-hmm.
movies. Easy Money was a great movie. Back to School was another good movie. What was the other real big one that he had?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. That's the other one. Yeah, he was great in Caddyshack.
Yeah.
So yeah, classic, man. Like I even like the Wally Sparks movie. I thought was fun.
I don't think I saw that one.
He played like a Jerry Springer type talk show host. It was pretty funny. It was bad funny, but it was pretty funny.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, Rodney's definitely on my list. What do you got, Damo?
Well, I'll continue the old timers theme, and I got Don Rickles.
There you go. Yeah.
He was one of the old, like,
You weren't safe. You weren't safe in that crowd.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, a lot of the old timers, you watch them. Like I used to watch it with my grandpa, and he used to like die laughing at some of these guys. I was like, I don't get what's so funny about it. But Don Rickles would come on, man. He was just like, I was always cracking up. Like he seemed like timeless, and towards the end of his career or the end of his life, he was like really respected and cool and everything. And he would always play down like Atlantic City and shit. I always wanted to go see him do like a stand-up thing. I never did. And he just died like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago.
He was in Casino, wasn't he? The movie Casino.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he was like a pit boss or
yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah. Mike, didn't Bart, who we used to work for, didn't he have a crazy Don Rickles story? Don Rickles hollered at him or something?
Probably. You know what? I don't.
Bart met everybody.
Yeah, Bart.
Yeah, I knew we had something on with Chris Rock, where Chris Rock like destroyed a camera or something like that.
Really?
Something wacky happened with Chris Rock. Yeah, but Don Rickles, man. I don't remember too much about him. But I remember how big he was. I remember him being pretty big. What do you got, Mike D?
All the roasts. He was really big with the roasts back in the day. Which those things,
awesome.
Oh man, those things were great. Like the Dean Martin roasts.
Oh,
All of them are good. Yeah.
I'm not going to just say like a comedian, but what about like these guys that had the sticks and stuff like that? And like your Bobcat Goldthwait and what's his name? Stephen Wright, who kind of was like that dry guy.
I never was into Stephen Wright. Yeah, I never really was into him. He was too dry for me.
Later on, like if you watch some of his stuff, like you'll get it. And like when you're a kid, it's just like it just goes way over your head.
Oh yeah, it was boring. When
like
you don't see too many of them stick
Gilbert
guys
Gottfried.
anymore.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried had his thing.
Yeah.
So you know what, man? I don't know. Some of it could be a little annoying after a while.
Yeah,
like
Sam Kinison.
Yeah, I liked Kinison.
He was great.
He had a shtick, but it wasn't. To me, it wasn't annoying. I don't know.
Right, like Bobcat. I honestly thought that was him for a while.
Yeah, right. Yeah, now he's like a director. He does like movies and TV shows.
A lot of behind the scenes.
I thought he talked like that. I thought he really talked like that.
Yeah,
because he even did that in the Police Academy movie.
Totally,
right?
Zed.
Great movie, man. Was that Police Academy 2? Was that 2? I think it was 2.
It was either 2 or 3. I can't remember. I think he was in both. Maybe
he was in a couple of them, like 3 and 4, I think. Or
Citizens on Patrol.
I think one movie he was the bad. One movie he was the bad guy, and then he became the cop in the next movie.
Yeah.
He was like a criminal, and then he wound up going to the police academy, and then he was in the one after that. Maybe it was Citizens on Patrol or something.
Yeah, I think it's
Citizens on Patrol.
I love
Citizens on Patrol.
The first four are great. The first 4 police academies are great. I mean, they were all good, but the first 4 are great.
Oh, dude, they're fucking great.
I thought they were great.
Was 5 the one where he went to Miami?
Yes. I think it was 5.
Yeah, that was when. Yeah, it was like, man.
Was that the one where the father and the son would beat each other up? Like, I remember that one. They would just like hit
I think so.
No, I don't remember that.
It was funny. Yeah, it was still funny. For me, you guys mentioned Lucky Louie earlier. I don't know why I like him so much, but I like him. Maybe because he's a Kiss fan. We'll throw in the Kiss thing this week. Jim Norton. I like Jim Norton. I get a kick out of him.
I had him on my list.
Did you really? Yeah. Came from what? The Opie and Anthony show, pretty much. He opened up for Dice in 2000, which was pretty interesting. Dice actually asked him to open up for him.
Isn't that one of your favorite comedians there, Damian?
Dice? No, man, I never got into him.
Did you have a problem with him?
Frankie Meatball.
Oh, you weren't with him when it happened, though.
No, I wasn't with him. No.
Oh, what's the story with Dice? I don't think I noticed one.
Frank is a huge Dice fan, huge, and one time he went to go see him down Atlantic City, and he was kind of like he was heck on him, but like kind of like in a funny way. And then Dice pretty much told him to leave. You got to get him on it and have him tell the story. It's pretty funny when he tells it.
Frankie's got a lot of wacky stories like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Dice never really did it for me. But I saw Jim Norton. I saw Jim Norton down at the Borgata.
Oh, you see, I never seen him live. Yeah. He's great. I get a kick out of Lucky Louie. He was great on Lucky Louie. I thought he was awesome.
I saw, and it's a shame because like he really became big for like a hot moment, and it was Mitch Hedberg.
Oh yeah.
And I saw him. He opened up for Lewis Black, and it was like him, Mike Birbiglia, Lewis Black, and Dave Attell. And I had no idea who Mitch Hedberg was at this point, but it was kind of like he. And it's a shame because it's like he kind of looked like Kurt Cobain up on the stage.
Yeah.
And he just mumbled, and it's a shame because you really couldn't hear him. And then it's like when you watch him, like I saw him after that on TV specials, and like he was just hilarious. But live, like it was just a big disappointment.
Yeah, he was. I would watch his specials on like Comedy Central. I always thought he was pretty funny.
Yeah, he had a little different kind of thing going there.
Yeah.
Very kind of like an aloof feel to his comedy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mentioned Dave Attell. He was really good too for a while.
Yeah. Dave Attell.
They're like all the Comedy Central guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Who else you got, Damo?
I just thought of him. I can't believe I forgot him. He's my favorite at the moment. Vic DiBitetto.
Oh, he's great. Vic DiBitetto's great.
Well, you both saw him live, right?
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah, I guess he he was always a comedian, but I think he really broke big. Another guy he kind of broke later in life. He was doing like these skits on Facebook that kind of went viral. But his stand-up comedy, another guy who's like really intelligent. He makes a lot of sense with his comedy. But me and Donna saw him. I think it was like 2020 or something down I think at the Hard Rock or something. And God damn, he was funny, man. That's the last stand-up show I went to.
Yeah, I went to that one. That wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it was one of the last ones I went to. Me and Michelle went with that one. Me, Michelle, Steve, and Erica went to it. And I seen him down at Gallows too down here before.
Oh yeah.
Great. He was so good, man. And don't repeat. He don't repeat much shit. He'll keep a couple things he'll throw in once in a while, but for the most part, it's always a kind of fresh show. You know. Mike D, you got anybody?
I don't know. I think I'm way past the list of things I like at this point.
I think you're going to hit me with the Eddie Izzard. I'm surprised you didn't hit me with Eddie Izzard. I thought that was one of your faves.
Nah, I never got in it. I mean, he's all right. I just never got into the whole. I don't know. I don't get the whole. Let me dress up as a woman. I don't know.
Well, that's the whole British humor too. It's different.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah. All right, I got a couple more on my list. How about Lisa Lampanelli? I think she's fucking hilarious. She's brutal.
Yeah, she does the roast too, right?
The best thing. They're my favorite things. Yeah. I could just watch the comedy roast thing 24/7. They're the best.
They're great,
and they're brutal.
Yeah, I do like her.
She's great, dude. When she hit Gene Simmons with that line, with the Gene Simmons roast, who do you call a man that millions of people love and adore? You call that man John Lennon? Fucking great. She buried him. And then what was the one when they did the Hulk Hogan one? I think she said something like,
oh, I didn't see that.
She said, Hulk, Hulk, can you hear that? Can you hear that? That's a 20-year-old banging your wife or something like that. I was funny. Like, oh my God. She's brutal, dude. On them roasts, them comedy roasts are my favorites.
Do you remember, like, it was a Chevy Chase, like, walked out of the roast or something like that?
Yeah, he's a strange kind of dude, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think when he signed on, he thought he was going to have, like, a bunch of friends from, like, when he was, back in his day. And it was a bunch of people he didn't know. There wasn't anybody there that he knew. Yeah. So it was kind of like he felt like they were all just taking pot shots at him.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. And, like, I forget whose roast it was, but an older actress came up and they were like trying to figure out, why is this older actress here? And she said, somebody quick, punch me in the face. I need to see some stars.
I think I remember that.
Dude, they're all good. Another guy, like, who would have thought Bob Saget was that filthy? I'm like, oh my
Right,
God.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was funny too, man. It's a
Funny,
shame.
man. He was funny. Damo, anybody else on your list?
I actually got a few more. Bill Burr.
It's on my list. I thought it would have
Okay.
been on Mike's.
Yeah, Bill Burr is good.
I've
I haven't seen a
few
ton of
things.
his. Yeah, I haven't seen a
Not-
ton of his
yeah.
stuff, but what the few that I've seen, I really like, and he's in a few movies that I liked.
Mhm.
Actually, I think The King of Staten Island with
He was on that, yeah.
Adam Sandberg. It was a really good movie.
He was in Breaking Bad.
Was he in
Yeah,
Breaking Bad?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know he's on The Mandalorian. I knew he was in that.
Right, Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Not Mandalorian.
he's he's like that every guy, loud, kind of just fed up guy, which is great. You
right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty damn good. I thought he definitely would be on Mike's list. I thought Mike would have hit Bill Burr before anything.
Oh, yeah. I don't know too much of his stand up. I know who he is. I just really, you know what? I just lost touch with entertainment in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. Nothing does it for me.
You're not entertained?
I'm not too entertained these days.
Since Mike has crapped out over here, who do you got, Damo? Anybody else?
Yeah. How about maybe the most famous guy right now, the most popular, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's good, yeah. I like him.
Is he still doing stand up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does
yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
really
like
guy.
Kevin Hart.
Mhm.
There was that movie he did. You guys see that movie? It was on Netflix. He did with oh God, who else was in it?
Wesley Snipes.
Snipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a good movie.
It was real good. I
Tense.
watched that because you
Real
told me
tense.
to watch. You were like, Bert, you gotta watch
Yeah,
this.
that was really good.
It was good. And he
more of
plays
a
a
serious role.
He plays a comedian, but it's a serious role. Yeah.
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 But yeah, his overall stand-up comedy, I really like.
Yeah, he's good. He's definitely one of the bigger names out there right now. And he's from,
Mhm.
he's from here,
Yeah, local guy.
Yeah, he's out there. How about nobody mentioned Chris Rock? How about Chris Rock? I still like Chris Rock.
Yeah, I was going to mention him next. I do like Chris Rock. I've
Yeah.
always liked Chris Rock.
Yeah, he was great. And some of the movies he was great. New Jack City. I love New Jack City. I thought he was great in that.
This is
But,
the one he plays like the crackhead.
Yeah. Pookie. It's Pookie.
That's it. Yeah.
But he's funny, man. Chris Rock is freaking
He was.
funny.
Was he the one he was humping the stuffed animal or something like that?
I don't know.
Was
Not
that
in that
the
movie,
scene?
but no, I don't think in that movie.
That wasn't that movie?
I
No.
don't think so. No.
He was like all high and they had him like humping the stuffed animal.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Could be.
Actually, a lot of those Saturday Night Live actors, were really good comedians.
Yeah,
comedians.
there's a lot of good ones came out from. That's
God,
another
so
episode
many of them.
probably.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, Andy
I
was
I
good.
thought of him. Yeah.
Different kind of comedy.
Well,
you know,
he crossed the line, and you didn't know if he was crossing back over or forward
Yeah.
again. You just
Mhm.
I didn't
you
understand
never
his
knew
stuff
with him.
until I got older, and you realize that the Andy Kaufman's
He was a
comedy
genius.
well, the joke was on
Mhm.
you, not him. You were
Yeah,
the joke.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, he was out there. But it took me a while. When I seen him when I was younger, I was like, what the frig is this? As I got older, I got it. I was like, okay, I get it now,
Well, that's the whole shtick thing, which is
Yeah.
it's like hit or miss with me.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about comedians here, let's throw off the cuff here. Let's start off with Damo. Overrated comedian that you really don't think that's funny.
He had his moment, but he's pretty much gone now, I think. Dane Cook.
I agree. It's on.
Oh
my
God,
list.
man, you took my number one pick there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got another one too. Who he's not really. I mean, same guy. He had his moment. Carlos Mencia, remember him?
Another one I would have
Yep.
said. Yep.
Didn't he get called out for
He was stealing
Total-
like bits and stuff
Ton
like
of
that.
stuff.
They said.
right?
Dude,
Yeah.
I heard George Lopez. I heard gripped him up. I always
I heard that.
story. Yeah.
George
Wait,
Lopez, yeah.
who? George Lopez? You said?
Yeah.
I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about
I saw that.
Rogan called him out a ton of times.
Or maybe it was Rogan. I'm thinking.
Well,
of.
both.
His,
I know.
his
No,
comedy was pretty good.
I think
Both.
Lopez grabbed a hold of him or something like
Yeah,
that.
Lopez.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not totally sure, but I'm almost positive he did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and definitely Rogan, would call them out many a times on the internet.
Mhm.
But what about like Jerry Seinfeld? Like I always thought he was kind of like overrated.
I think he stinks.
I can't get through one of his stand-ups. I'm like, I want to try to like it because I like Seinfeld so much, but then I realize I don't like Seinfeld because of Jerry. I like because of the rest of the cast.
Right.
Well,
Well,
I
he's a
think-
straight guy. It's weird,
Right. And his comedy doesn't really, he's like the straight guy on his comedy.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
just-
I think the genius of that show was Larry David. Really,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you know, that talk about funny. God damn, man, that guy's fucking funny.
He's the best. He's the best.
I don't think he didn't start acting until later too, right?
I don't think
Yeah, he
so,
was always a behind the scenes guy.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
stand-up comedian, writer, comedy writer.
I don't remember him
Yeah.
doing stand-up.
I don't remember
early,
either.
I think that's how he got to start.
Right. I
Early
know
on.
he did, but I don't ever remember seeing like an old stand-up of him.
I think a lot of those guys who don't have the TV face want to be writers, they want to be writers.
He definitely did stand up early on, like in the 70s and 80s.
But
He kind of went to being a writer.
Curb
I
Your
think you could have
Enthusiasm.
though a depreciating look in comedy though. Like you don't have to, have the great looks. Like you can have the odd look or the wimpy.
Yeah, you don't
look
really
or
have to
whatever.
be a
Yeah, yeah.
dame
because
cook,
it adds to your comedy. Like look what
Mhm.
happened to Billy Crystal. Like he
Right.
kind of came out. I don't want to say dorky, but like and like when he started, and he was huge, and then all of a sudden he started working out, and he got huge, and like he fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Talk
It
about
was like he
overrated.
looked too like intimidating at that point, I guess, for comedy.
Who, Billy Crystal?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Joe
No,
Piscopo?
Joe Piscopo.
Joe
I mean, not Billy.
Piscopo, you
What
mean.
am I talking about? No, Billy Crystal's definitely over. I meant Joe Piscopo.
Yeah.
I used to like Piscopo. He just disappeared.
Right. He was huge, man. Like I said, then he started like working out, and then
Mhm.
it was like just that was the end of him.
I
Now
didn't
he's
mind
just-
Billy
he's
Crystal.
singing.
I didn't mind Billy Crystal either.
Billy Crystal, I didn't like, man.
You know what, Mister, with the Yankees and everything.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Like
You know what? It was like, I always saw him as like, you had like the old man comedians, like the Don Rickles guys, and like that whole crew. And then you had like the younger comedians, Eddie Murphy, and then you had the ones like right in the middle that were pretty much like the fucking mainline kind of like upper crusty kind of rich people comedy. You know what I mean? Like he's not fucking funny. I don't know. I never. Oh,
I couldn't even like even.
The movies were fucking
right.
awful.
I could not watch Billy Crystal movies. I don't know if I ever
Yeah.
made it through.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
even like what was it? Analyze this and that.
I like
whatever.
both. See, I know I like that. I like Throw Mama from the Train. I thought was hilarious. I like that.
Okay, that was a great movie.
That was a
I'll
good
give it
one.
that. That was a
The old
great- that
lady
was a great
made it
movie.
though. The old
I
lady
can't
made
watch-
it.
Yes.
I can't
But
watch
DeVito
those
was good,
analyzed
too.
movies because of him. That's the only reason why I haven't seen them. Is
I
because
like them. I
can't
do like
stand
them.
can't stand Billy Crystal. He's like, I don't know. He's so fucking uncool, man. I don't know.
Now, as much as I like this next guy, I think as you get older, it loses a lot of, whatever it was. Dice was great when we were young, and then as I get older, I'm like, it's like being at a show where everybody knows the words. It's not that much fun anymore,
Yeah, go
Yeah.
go see Motley
Yeah.
Crue. Oh, well, they don't even know the words, but
I follow him on Instagram because I like his Instagram stuff.
I do like
and,
him though, yeah.
But I was never really a big fan of his stand-up comedy. I love Ford Fairlane.
It's a great
I
movie.
love
It's
that
that was a
movie.
great movie.
a great movie.
But
Brain Smasher was good. I remember.
yeah, I never really got into him.
Do you have, I guess what he did a couple serious roles that were really good. He did what was he in not too long ago? He was in
It was in Vinyl.
that
Remember that
Vinyl
TV
show
show?
was great. I still can't believe they only did one season of that. I can't believe
man,
it. It was so
I
good.
I was really hoping for like a second or third season. I mean, pretty much the series revolves around him, his murder.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great series. And
Something
what the-
else too recently.
I just
right?
watched something recently where he played like in that Tommy Lee Pamela Anderson movie. He played like a mob boss. That's right.
Yeah.
He plays the part good. I mean, he could definitely pull off some serious stuff. When he first came out, if you remember, even we got, I guess, using the name Dice, that movie Making the Grade in the 80s he was in, which was hilarious.
Oh
with,
my God, yeah.
Who was the? It wasn't. Who was the main character in that movie?
I can't remember. I just remember him being in that. I don't remember. I
Was
don't even
it,
remember much about that movie.
The Breakfast Club guy. Why can't I remember his name?
I
Judd
gotta
Nelson.
look it up.
I don't know if
Judd
Judd Nelson might have been in that.
Yeah, Judd Nelson.
So
Whatever
maybe
happened to him?
I don't know. I don't know. He did some serious parts, and that's the last I heard of him. Dice was also in a movie called Casual Sex, which was pretty funny, and had Leah Thompson, I think, was in that. And who was the other girl? The girl that used to be on Saturday Night Live, blonde girl. I forget her name.
In the movie?
Yeah. She was a comedian on Saturday Night Live for a while. Something Jackson.
Victoria Jackson?
Victoria Jackson. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if that was a shtick too. That whole super high pitched voice.
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been. Trying to think of who else is kind of over. Tracy Morgan's overrated to me. I don't get it.
He's okay. Martin Lawrence, I thought, was overrated a little bit.
He was okay. I think.
Remember Judy Tenuta? Like I could never watch her stuff.
Yeah, that had to be a shtick, though, right? I'm sure.
Oh, it was a shtick, but it was just like she just annoyed me.
Yeah.
She had that. What was it? The
accordion.
The accordion. Yes.
She was on Stern all the time.
Yeah. Yep. That's another guy. Howard Stern used to be awesome. I don't know what the hell happened.
You know, I listened.
He got the Hollywood stick up his ass. That's what happened.
Yeah, he just became like too domesticated. I think I used to like him when he was pissed off and he was.
Oh, it was great.
You know,
he got that little poodle do, and all of a sudden he became a wuss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he gets pretty good interviews, though. I mean, he's a good interviewer.
Oh, he's good. Yeah,
he's all fake now. I can't even get into him. Fucking sit there and judge stuff on your little panel over there. You know what? I know you're making millions off of it, but you know what? You ain't that rock star anymore. You ruined your legacy. You're a big wuss.
Last month, or maybe it was a couple months ago, I went down to like one of his Channel 9 show, Rabbit Hole, on you. They're all on YouTube.
Oh, they're
now.
crazy. Yeah.
God damn it. I was like 13, 14, staying up super late watching that show. And man, that show taught me so much about just about like, you know, being a teenager and, you know, like the whole sex thing and fucking like, man, he would have hookers and lesbians. I didn't know any about that stuff, you know. It's like
maybe it's great.
It was so goddamn funny, man.
It's like now he forgot he made his money from doing that.
Well, that's what happens. Like with a lot of these guys, you know, they feel the need that they got to be. I don't want to say apologetic, but they feel the need that, you know, it's where you made your money. It's why you.
Yeah. If you're that apologetic to what you did and how you earned your money, then give your money back.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Give the ultimate apology. Here's the money I made from being an asshole or being insensitive or whatever, and give your money back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's
simple.
You get older,
That's
and
it.
when you get older, I guess you know you change a little bit, which I get. You know, like that Dame said, domesticated a little bit. You know. Yeah. But anybody else we got on our overrated list?
Oh, we didn't talk about Sam Kinison. I don't put him as.
Would I call him overrated? No.
I wouldn't put him as overrated. But yeah, he's almost in the Dice Clay category for me. Like I never really got too into him, maybe because his career was kind of short. But I don't know.
I'm on the fence with. I liked some of his stuff, but after a while, I was like, all right, the screaming thing, I get it.
I really liked his whole persona. You know, the Wild Thing video I thought was great.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great.
You know, that still puts a smile on my face every once in a while. When I see it.
I mean,
I haven't seen that in years.
He must have been the same person though, because he looked like he was pretty wild. You know?
Yeah.
He must have been pretty wild.
Like, I don't think he didn't die. I think it was somebody else that was drunk that hit him. Like I don't think he died from any part of him doing anything wrong.
Right.
Was that how did he pass away?
It was car accident.
Car crash.
Oh, it was a car crash. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. How about talking about some older comedians, John Belushi? I always thought he was pretty good.
He was out of control.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really got too into his stuff.
I only know
my cousin. My cousin told me. I think it was like like, I don't know if it was like a community college in like Jersey or something like that, and they had Belushi go on, and they warned him not to do anything with setting stuff on fire because I think that was part of his joke. So Belushi like, you want me to set anything fire? So I think the first thing he did when he went out there, he set the podium on fire, and they kicked him off the stage.
Jesus. All right, before we wrap up here, man, let me hit you another one off the cuff. It don't have to be your favorite, just the first two to come to your mind. Dame, 2 comedy movies you totally enjoy. They're like some of your favorites.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Just thinking of it makes me laugh. He got started as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
that was his shtick. It was more of like a
it was
a perverted version of it, but
he had that HBO special. It was like the Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah,
it was like all live action.
Yeah,
it was like none of the puppets and stuff. Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, that movie still cracks me up. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
All right. I guess Dave's giving us one. What do you got, Mike?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough. Like if I go back to the old stuff, I mean, like I could sit there and watch stuff like Stripes or Ghostbusters. But I don't know. Newer stuff, maybe like The Hangover. I couldn't even call American Pie new at this point.
Yeah.
Or Road Trip.
Road Trip. What was did I see that one?
Road Trip was pretty good.
That was a Tom Green.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I didn't see that, but I know the movie.
I always like Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is one of my favorites.
Oh,
And Stir Crazy. They're
Yeah.
favorites, probably.
Dumb and Dumber's another one that could just come on and I could just pick up and watch it.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's funny, man. He's another guy.
He is funny.
He's another one that kind of fell off though lately. It's just like
he got old and got serious, you know. So
yeah, the real Jim Carrey comes out and you see how much of a freaking weirdo he really is or became. All those people that go to Hollywood, man, you know what? They're fucking weirdos.
They are, yeah. That's
fucking weirdos. Yeah. Just California, just fucking break off and take all your fucking weirdos.
Angry Mike D giving it out tonight. Shelling it out tonight. There you have it. So I guess mixtapes and tasty cakes. We'll see you next week.